seems no matter how many times I tell my students about a call time or a change in the rehearsal schedule, at least one or two aren't listening and don't get the memo. Maybe it's just a thing where whatever I say goes in one ear and out the other. There just has to be a way I can communicate with them, so I know for a fact they get the info and will arrive when need be. Letters through the mail are a great way to make sure I know they get this, but is it worth my time to fill out all those envelopes and waste money on stamps? There has to be an easier way to open up the lines of communication and get these kids up to date. So what are some possible solutions? Would smoke signals work? Nah, that's a little outdated. Oh, how about using Call of Duty Black Ops? I know they all play that. We could save the world by destroying zombies, and I could tell them about the schedule then. Nah, that wouldn't work either. Let's see. Well, they do all have computers and Facebook, maybe that's a start. I gotta find a way that students can use the internet to connect with me back and forth. They're usually glued to that computer, so I know for a fact this is the way to go. So after shutting down my PS3 and logging off Facebook, I knew what I had to do. I had to dig in deeper to see if using technology to communicate would be the most effective way I can make sure my students get the necessary info. By solving this problem, maybe then I won't have students showing up late to rehearsal or texting me at the last minute asking me what time the concert starts. As I researched technology and communication, it was evident to me how simple and effective using the internet can be to communicate with students and create an online relationship that would not only help my program, but allow my students to become better students by making it easier to communicate with me and each other. Not only could they interact with each other in a public forum, but the feedback could be given instantly. No more waiting days for a letter to return back, but a simple click of the mouse can provide a response back. As I began this process of finding the perfect solution, I wanted to create a space online for my students to join where they could get all the necessary info they needed, as well as interact and converse with each other when not together. I looked at using Facebook groups, but that was quickly shot down when Facebook is blocked at our school. It had to be something that is similar to Facebook that the kids would enjoy using while still being able to access it at school. The key to my problem was Schoology, an online learning management system that looks a lot like Facebook but can do so much more for the classroom. I began looking around to find all the features of Schoology, finding the ones which would be most beneficial to me. For my first cycle, I created a Schoology site for the cast members of the upcoming spring musical, Seussical. I thought this would be a perfect start for the cycle because I didn't see the whole cast every day, and using the morning announcements didn't always work because some students don't pay attention or aren't at school during that time. I created the page and handed out papers with all necessary info on how to set up an account to each of the cast members. Out of a cast of 50, sadly I only had 1/4 of the cast sign up for Schoology and follow the site. I gave daily reminders to sign up and still no such luck. I continued to use the site for those who had signed up, offering daily reminders of who was rehearsing that night and other important info such as ticket sales and set construction dates. I also used the site to post videos of rehearsals and videos of other schools' productions to give my students a view at how other schools did certain scenes and what their costumes looked like. At the end of the week, I would ask students to post some good things and things that still needed to be worked on for the show. This really allowed those few students to interact with each other and bounce ideas off one another on how things could be done differently. Although this wasn't for a particular class, learning still took place by interacting with each other and being able to talk about production concepts online. Ultimately, this first cycle wasn't a complete failure, but I thought it would have worked out a little bit better in the end. I really got to take a look and revamp for the second cycle. Okay, so second cycle rolls around and I really feel as if I have all my ducks in a row now. I really thought about how I could use Schoology effectively and what benefits I wanted out of it. First, I wanted a way to communicate with my class, in case they missed that day or just wanted to refresh what we went over. Secondly, I wanted to extend the classroom setting to the internet, allowing for learning to take place online and not just inside my class. And finally, I wanted a place to showcase some of the student work. I decided to use my music appreciation class for Cycle 2. It consisted of 5 seniors who took this class as an elective. I had them all take a survey with Google Docs to get their input on the internet and how it should be used. I wanted to see how often they use the internet and for what purpose. I made an assignment that they all must sign up for Schoology, as it became a part of their weekly grade for them. Working through the semester, I really saw how Schoology changed the classroom setting and the actual learning taking place. My students were more motivated when I asked them to complete an assignment online, and were always checking Schoology on a daily basis. It's just like checking Facebook, one of my students tells me. I posted a weekly discussion board for the students to complete, as well as offer reviews online and a forum to discuss trends in popular music these days. Living in Ohio, we always had to deal with snow days. This was no problem for my music appreciation class, who never fell behind. During those snow days, I could still hold class online through Schoology. I would post a video either of me or of a performance or other video, and would have the students watch and discuss the video using certain prompts I had given them. We could spend the whole day going back and forth on the wall discussing the video, talking about music, while being snowed in our homes. Of course there was time to make a snowman or two on those days, but nonetheless learning was still taking place. With using Schoology, I had a place I could showcase the talent of students after they had created their own songs. They were able to upload a video of them performing and post it right on the class page for everyone else in the class to see. I was really pleased with how the second cycle went. It seemed that Schoology could be used to communicate back and forth with my students and also enhance the learning that was taking place not only in my classroom but also at home with my students. Technology has been proven to be an effective tool within the classroom setting. Bushweather talks about how using a blog will allow teachers to open up their students' willingness to learn by allowing them to use something they enjoy using, are comfortable using, and are already using on a daily basis. Suler also discusses how using technology is an effective tool by expanding the classroom beyond the classroom walls and allowing learning to take place, whether it be at home or on the student's own individual time during study hall. Full Sail has taught me well how to use technology as an integral part of the classroom. From designing different lessons and assignments based on the types of learners I have, to creating short videos that my students enjoy watching rather than listening to me lecture. I have learned the most effective way to use an LMS, as well as using music more efficiently in the music classroom. Who would have even thought that taking a gaming class could help me design games such as Beethoven Jeopardy that my students can play before taking a test to help them review? All this knowledge has allowed me to become a better teacher in the classroom and online through my Action Research project. So looking into the future, where do I take it from here? I learned a lot of things about using the internet to communicate with my students. Some things worked out really well, some things not so much. I still plan on using Schoology for my regular classes like music theory, music appreciation. I think this worked out well and is a great LMS to use in the classroom. For my non-traditional classes like the musical and high school choir, I plan on creating a Facebook page so that students can keep up to date with the announcements that I have for that. Not only can the students use this Facebook page, but I can also have parents who also use Facebook stay in touch with me and the music department and what we're doing throughout the whole entire year.